You probably recognize Razer because of their gaming mice, their gaming headsets, the Razer blades, and the toaster of course, but now they're venturing out into lifestyle audio. So this is the Razer OPUS ANC wireless headset, and it's pretty damn good. It is going against the Sony MX3s, the Bose offerings, the Microsoft options, the Sennheiser options, and this really is Razer's way to trying to cater to their maturing fan base, and they're doing a really good job. Aside from the Razer text on the sides, for example, there's nothing else about the design that is really Razer related. It doesn't even come in green, only midnight blue and black, but I feel like they're onto something here. I like this design separation between lifestyle and gaming products, but is this thing actually worth it? Let's check it out after this. Corsair Darkrock RGB Pro is a mouse for every type of gamer with 50 million arm-run switches, lighting bling, 2 side grips for better comfort, a Type-C connector with 50-hour battery life, and a 3-way operation mode with Corsair's Slipstream hyperfast wireless technology. Check it out below. Alright, so the first thing I want to get out of the way is the price. At $199, I think it is quite competitive versus the Sony flagships or Bose offerings, while still looking super stylish and part of the pack too. The midnight blue has just enough color, and the lack of any additional branding I think is intentional as to not distract from the 3 very important letters on the side that give meaning to the sound properties of the Opus. And so this THX certification means you technically don't get bad audio. The 40mm drivers are tuned to not have any distortion at high volumes and generally are supposed to sound neutral, balanced, and pure. And more on the sound later, but yeah, it's good. And despite Razer's affiliation with THX as they own them, we are told there is no influence in the certification process. We'll trust them. Some value-add goodies include a short Type-C cable with a USB-A adapter, a headphone cable for wired listening with an airplane adapter, which I so appreciate, and actually a pretty decent carry pouch too, with this middle divider for accessories, but with a really awkward fit that requires an unnatural fold. Now, comfort-wise, the headphone is light enough to simply disappear on your head with perfect clamping force and beautiful soft ear cushions. I find the Opus insanely comfortable and a much better travel companion versus my Momentum wireless, and they fold into a compact package too, and the ear cups swivel inwards for a nice low-profile fit around the neck. Really nothing is compromised, and all the attention is given for maximum comfort. I appreciate that. Even the internal padding has some depth to smooth out any potential contact with the driver underneath, and they're also perfectly fine to wear with glasses. No issues here. The controls are well laid out with different height, volume, and multifunction buttons on the right side that are easy to find. On the left, we have the ANC and ambient mode switch, a power button, plus the 3.5mm audio port and USB-C for charging. So it takes 4 hours to fully charge this thing, and battery life with ANC enabled, you get 25 hours of runtime, which I would say for me is perfectly acceptable. I have asked about if you disable noise cancellation, you get about an extra hour of runtime, but you're buying this for the ANC anyway, so keep it on. Now, the crappy thing here with the battery is that there's no way to tell exactly how much battery you have left, neither in the app, as it just shows up as this icon without a percentage indicator, and the power LED is either green for fully charged or red when battery is low. It is honestly quite frustrating not having precise battery indicator on a wireless pair of headphones that you most likely will be taking with you to travel, whereas my Sennheiser pair, you click it 3 times and it actually announces how many hours of playback you have left, versus here, neither in the app nor the headphone has that functionality. Now, if you're running this on Android, you get an actual percentage indicator in the Bluetooth settings, which is awesome, but they don't exactly align to what I get in my iOS battery status in the actual application, so I'm not exactly sure how accurate that battery reading is. And finally, let's talk audio quality and noise cancellation, and their whole slogan about forget the noise is 100% fitting here. So Razer is using hybrid active noise cancellation, meaning they're 2 external and 2 internal microphones that work together to eliminate ambient noise, plus the ear cups already have such good passive noise isolation, so the end result is a complete blackout of world audio as you listen to your music. With noise cancellation enabled and volume about 50%, I cannot hear my finger snaps, which is pretty impressive. It's a bizarre feeling, but also one that leaves me satisfied, especially when I need noise cancellation for external environment, when I'm traveling somewhere or using just to black out and listen to music while outdoors. I have experienced a virtual flight with these, and the cabin sounds a lot more muted than my Sennheiser Momentum wireless, which is nice. I do appreciate that we have the ANC toggle on or off in case you don't want to use it, and when it is enabled, it's like a smooth curve instead of this sharp activation. There are also very faint audio cues when it is enabled, when disabled, and aside from the audio, you cannot actually tell when ANC is enabled, neither on the headphone, there's no like light indicator, nor in the app. You can also enable ambient mode by pressing and holding the NC ambient switch, and this way it activates the microphones on the outside so you can hear your ambient environment. And so you don't have to necessarily lift one ear cup while this one is blocked. You can simply hold this button and everything around you is audible, just like you were not wearing the headphone. And probably my favorite feature here are proximity sensors inside each ear cup that have auto pause and play functionality. For example, if you had music on playing and you lift one ear cup, it will pause the music. It's pretty instantaneous, you don't have to wait for it to activate. When you put it on your neck, that also does the same thing. When you put them back on your head, the music starts to play back, and that is automatic without need to actually click on the headphone or on your smartphone. And this feature is actually app specific, so it works with YouTube, Spotify, all the major music apps as well. So far, I haven't experienced any issues. So comfort is good, ANC is fantastic. What about that highly claimed THX certification? And well, it doesn't disappoint. We've got plenty of power in here at 100% volume. It's a bit too much that I'm comfortable with. I'm about like 70 to 80%. The balance and the THX sound profile sounds excellent with good amount of detail and forward presentation. The bass is a bit too neutral for my taste, but I would still categorize as fun leading type of headphone sound signature. I will say my Sennheiser pair have a more full body approach to the sound with deeper bass and more texture on the high end. But enabling the amplified preset in the app gives me the sound signature that I prefer, with warmer bass and overall more character. And this last point about the actual Opus app, I'm a bit conflicted. For example, you cannot create your own EQ presets, you can only change them through the app and not with a button combination on the headphone, and all other presets actually sound pretty terrible. It almost feels intentional so that they lock you into the THX or the amplified preset that sound much better than the rest. But why? The vocal boost, for example, sounds like you're enabling surround sound. The bass boost is just like this mud bath. And the clarity preset moves everything back with the slight expansion in the soundstage. But why? We are told that they're still tweaking the profiles and making them better, but they clearly sound nerfed. THX is kind of the way to go.
All right, so this is what the internal microphone sounds like on the Razer Opus. And for phone calls, I would say it's acceptable, but it is quite disappointing. I sound quite distant, and in a busy, loud street, which I'm not at currently, I think your voice would just get lost. So keep that in mind.
Really, the app features and the presets are clearly the weak points for the Opus, as literally everything else is well designed and executed. They're extremely comfortable, foldable, there's a Type-C, noise cancellation is scary good, battery life should survive for a while, although it sucks we don't have a precise battery indicator, and they sound like a good $200 ANC headphone. I'm excited to see this lifestyle category grow with Razer, and I hope you are too. Thanks so much for watching. Check out this other relevant content right over here. Subscribe for more. I'll talk to you in the next video.